Okay, hi everyone. For this video, I'm going to explain some tips for the final individual project that you guys have. So some useful tips that I would like to share with you guys is number one of the fact is the building in the assignment is taken from a real life project. So what I'm trying to say is there's a bonus where you get to apply the theory learned in class to a project in the industry. Secondly, I would say don't feel too overwhelmed or anxious with the amount of information in the assignment brief. I know it seems like it's quite a lot and you have all these plans and views that you have to consider in the assignment. Just don't feel too overwhelmed. What I would suggest is read slowly and just extract and highlight the information one by one. When you do this, you'll be able to get the idea and able to construct a nice flow for the calculations you need to do for the assignment. One really big important tip that I would highly suggest is to review and understand the guide video the lecturer has provided. I think this was in week 8 session. As the lecturer, he guided in the presentation. He guided with a lot of hints and calculations that he helped with. So I think that is very helpful. I watched it and it was really good, and I think it will be a really good guide for you guys to start with your assignment. Another suggestion is please review tutorial week 9 as well. Your tutors have explained in detail everything that you need step by step. The tutorial and project are quite similar, but they're not exactly the same. So I would suggest use that as a reference so you can see what kind of format you need to use and what kind of calculations you need to use. So it'll be a really good start for you. Slide. And some more tips. In any calculation, determine if it's a one-way or two-way slab. So use the Ly over Lx to get the number. So when you get the number, you need to state in the project clearly. For example, when you get the number, say it's a two-way slab or a one-way slab, depending on the answer that you get. I would also like to suggest that you need to draw and as well to demonstrate the dimension of Ly, Lx. So just draw the rectangle thing, label them, don't forget to label them as well. And when you get the answer, state clearly that it's what kind of slab it is, a one-way or a two-way. The second one, make use of the steel table provided in the lecture. Some of the questions, this is because some of the questions, they will state what kind of universal beam or universal column used in that project, because in a lot of projects there's different kind of UB and UC that you need to use. So for example, in the tutorial, the UB that's used is 410 UB 59.7. So if you refer to the UB table, so table 13, page 14, you get the number, and then if you need to find the self-weight, you need to multiply it with the 9.81 number. Where you can find the one steel table, you look into week 7 section. The file's name is one steel. Number 3, insert details of your calculations and explanations of the step. For example, if you're converting a unit, explain why that unit's being converted. And if you're dividing a tributary area with 2, explain also why that is divided by 2. Remember that 70% of the mark is allocated to your solutions, explanations, and details. And 70% is a lot, so I would recommend take your time and fill in all the small details and explanations because they contribute a lot to the final mark. Another tip would be I would recommend actively asking and referring to your lecturer, tutor, and friends. By this, you can compare your calculations with friends as well to see if you're on the right track, because sometimes you have a range of answers, and just see if your answer is about the same. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that you can plagiarize your friend's work. It's just a matter of reference to see if you're on the right track. Another really useful tip is use different colors in the drawn diagram. For example, this was in the question for tutorials. It will be highly recommended if you could draw to show the different direction of the distribution of load. So you see for the primary beam, I use the green color, and for the secondary beam, I use blue color. You can also use other apps or simply draw it manually, whichever you prefer, as long as it's clear and it makes the marker easier to give you marks without having to mark you down, if that makes sense. Ensure that it's clean and clear, like I just mentioned. Oh, another big important thing is to remember to label the columns, beams, and their measurements as well. So here you have the plan view, you have the secondary beam sitting on columns, you have the primary beam. Don't forget to add that into your drawing as well. So it's important to show all details, including labels and the dimensions of the beams. Okay, this is a quick and helpful guide on calculation-based course like this one. This is like a little tip for your exam as well. So firstly, I would suggest compile any important information that you have retained throughout the course. It's like your mini notes. I'm sure everyone has these. And don't forget to compile all the formulas and the measurement conversions as well. Formula wise, I would say try doing it by topic and then just put all the formulas depending on the topic. So by then you can see which formulas go where, and you can refer easily for the exams. Another tip would be create study cards / notes. The reason that we're doing this is so you can go through and summarize what you have learned so far in the course. Not everything can fit into the card, so eventually you'll need to highlight and remember the most important information in a more effective way, which is the study card notes way. Disclaimer, also learn the rest of the other information because they matter as well. The whole reason you're doing this is primarily as a revision, and you need to familiarize yourself with the course syllabus. That's all from me. Thank you so much, and good luck for the assignment.